The question that I get asked most from people is, how have you been able to develop your channeling ability? How have you been able to formulate a relationship with your higher self and your spirit guides? How do you receive intuitive information? Well, my loves, you have come to the right place. You are about to experience a guided meditation where my higher self is going to be channeling an experience for you to meet your higher self. So you're going to have an opportunity to finally meet your soul self, develop a relationship with them, and understand what they feel like and what they want you to know if that information comes through for you at all today. So, this is an experience for you if you're new to this kind of thing and you'd like an opportunity to meet your higher self for the first time, or if you'd like to ground into a practice of continuing to formulate this relationship and building on it over time. This is a meditation that you can do over and over and over again. And each time you experience it, it'll be a little bit unique and you'll notice your progression in your ability to sense them with you, feel their energy there beside you, maybe even see them or hear a message from them. This is a guided meditation that I'm bringing forward specifically from this free community that I have just created. I have been working on this for a few months and this has been birthed through me. And it's the thing that I've the most proud of that I've ever done. It's truly a culmination of the last 5 years of coaching and my own personal development journey and my own spiritual journey as well. This is a free community that I'm calling home, and you can access it through the show notes below. This is the building block that I have seen missing inside of both this coaching space and the spiritual space, where we typically go to a coach or a spiritual practitioner to receive guidance and receive support from them, which is a beautiful thing because it's always helpful to have someone facilitate a path forward for you. However, I have noticed from my own experiences, both as a coach and as a client, that this can create a very disempowering dynamic where you're constantly looking to this individual to provide you with answers and to provide you with support and to validate things for you when you don't trust in you. And I started to notice this dynamic taking place for me within my relationships with clients and also coming from my time as a client and not trusting in me and looking to my coach to validate things for me. And I no longer wanted to play that role. And so what makes home different than anything else I've seen anywhere else is that you are your own guide. And I am simply holding a space and facilitating all kinds of monthly free events of all different varieties where you are going to be asked to guide you, formulate a relationship with your own intuition, your own spirit guides, your own higher self, and the parts of you that you have been innocently avoiding or running from or feeling a little bit ashamed of or not trusting or fearful of. And in formulating a relationship with all of those parts of you and all of the beings of light that are here to support you, you gain wisdom from them. You learn to trust in them and in you and no longer need anyone else to tell you what's best for you, to point you in the right direction, and you feel safe in trusting your own wisdom to do that instead. It is, in my opinion, the next paradigm shift of coaching and healing and personal development work. And I'm so incredibly proud of it. You can find the link to join in the show notes below. There are pre-recorded guided meditations in there, a whole catalog of them that I'm not posting anywhere else. What you're about to experience is one of them. There are monthly events that you can attend. There's a community with the ability to meet people that are going through a similar journey as you and formulate relationships with them where it can feel a little bit lonely when we're on this path alone. And I am so proud of it. And everybody is welcome. If you have any questions about it at all, feel free to reach out to me. I am so excited for you to have this opportunity to form a relationship with your higher self. Please enjoy. Hello, dear ones. I am so excited to take you on this journey with me today and to demonstrate to you the power that lies inside of you, that you have been ever so innocently holding at bay because you do not believe that it exists there already. And by the end of this exercise, you will know how to tune into your own intuition and inner wisdom, that it has always been there available for you. And then moving forward, you will be able to practice and become much more adept inside of your ability to access it. Before we start, I want to make a few things very clear. This is going to require patience, because up until now, many of you have not allowed patience to be a part of your everyday life. You have told yourself that you must get things done quickly and that a learning curve is not allowed, especially one that requires of you to take the time to expand on your previous abilities in order to develop new ones that you can ground into in time. And so the notion that you must get it right must be left at the door. Another thing to note is that this is going to require repetition of you, because for most of your life, you have not anchored into self-trust. And this will become much more apparent as we get underway with this exercise. So moving forward, you must trust that the ability to connect to your intuition can be developed in time if you are patient enough to do it enough to recognize that the connection has always been there and that you must simply let go of what has been blocking you from trusting in it. With that being said, before we start, I want to make sure that you know who I am and who it is that's going to be leading you through this activity and why I am the perfect person to do so. I am the counterpart of the woman that you see here in front of you. I am her and she is me. I am simply existing on a different plane of consciousness. And together we make up the same soul's essence. When you embark on a human experiment, your entire soul's essence is not required of you. And it is only a part of you that desires to have it. Even though the entirety of you is there with you, only a small part of who you really are embodies this existence as it is. Because if your entire soul's essence were to accompany this journey with you, it would not elicit the same form of forgetfulness. And it is this desire of the soul to forget inside of the human experiment that creates the desire for it in the first place. So now that you understand that who you are is not the entirety of who you are, and that there is another part of you that exists alongside you, it is time to get reacquainted. In this moment in time, I want you to find a comfortable space to sit or lie down with your eyes closed. And I ask that this space be devoid of any distractions, any noise, and that you are leaving all of those things at the door because you are often distracted enough. And in order to tune in to the wisdom that lies inside of you, you must let go of your distractions in order to hear it. Once you are comfortable, seated or lying down, with your eyes closed, I want you to take a big, deep breath in. Hold it at the top for 3, 2, 1, and exhale. And we're going to do this again, taking a big, deep breath in. Hold for 3, 2, 1. And as you exhale, you're letting go of all of your stress, all of your worries and your doubts and your fears. They do not have a place at the table here. And once more, you're taking a big deep breath in, holding it at the top for 3, 2, 1, and you are exhaling all semblance of worry and doubt and insecurity in this moment, that you will not be able to make it work for you. That's not needed here either. And one more time, a big deep breath in and holding at the top for 3, 2, 1. And you are going to exhale all of the tension in your body, in your neck, in your shoulders, in your jaw, in your gut. Just letting it all go. And now I want you to come back to your normal breath. You are just sitting or lying here, breathing normally, and focusing on your breath. Your mind is not required of you in this moment. No effort is required of you in this moment. You are just sitting or lying peacefully with your breathing, allowing this moment to exist in front of you without needing to grip it or control it in any way. And I want you to release all tension in your body, letting it melt away, knowing that in this moment, everything is all right. And I want you to take as long as you need with this. Savor this moment, knowing that everything is all right. And when you're ready to continue, you're going to witness forming in front of you a golden beam of white light. This beam of light expands in front of you. It is large or as small as you desire it to be, and it takes on whatever shape you desire it to be. All that you know is that it radiates pure, unconditional love and acceptance for you. for who you are, for everything that you are, every ache and pain, every bit of sorrow, all words unspoken, all regrets held, every aspect of who you are, both worthy and unworthy, it loves them all. Because what it sees in you is your desire to be better. And the notion that you simply desire this of you and that you do your best, even when it doesn't feel like it. This beam of light sees that in you, and it loves you for all that you are, regardless of how that might feel for you. And this beam of light is just standing before you, radiating love and warmth and light. And as you are witnessing it in front of you, it becomes clear to you that there's a recognition there. You recognize this energy. It feels familiar to you. You may not know how, and you may not know why, but it feels like an old friend that you haven't seen in a while, but that you know deeply and love fully. This beam of light is you, your soul's essence, and your counterpart. It is always there with you, through thick and thin. It's always by your side, and it always loves, supports, and guides you. I want you to take a moment and just sit here with this beam of light, taking it in, feeling its love for you, that you do not have to do anything, you do not have to say anything, because it already knows everything about you. And in knowing all of those things, it loves you anyway, and every way, and always. What does that feel like to be loved that way? And if you notice a part of you feeling uncomfortable at the notion that this being of light loves all of you, this is just the part that does not feel comfortable because it does not feel that it's deserving. And although that part is not ready to let love in, this beam of light loves it anyway. Just breathe in this moment with this beautiful energy before you that is you, and you it. And as you are observing this energy before you, you might find that you have a question at the back of your mind, a thought, something that you desire for it to know, something that you want to say, something that you desire to get off your chest. I want you to take the time to do so now. You may pause this recording and take as long as you need. You can say it out loud. You You can say it inside of your mind, whatever way feels most natural for you. And regardless of what you say and how it feels to say it, this beam of light radiates back to you love unconditionally and holds this loving space for you to express yourself for as long and as deeply as is needed. When you feel that there's nothing left to say and no other question to ask, just continue to breathe in the warmth and light from this energy. They haven't responded yet to you, but they are hearing you and they're feeling you so deeply, and you know this to be true. And very slowly, this beam of light starts to come closer to you. And you feel its energy rising. You feel the heat radiating from it. And you feel the love permeating you. And very slowly, it morphs into you and expands through you, taking up every inch of your body, and is not afraid to be here. It loves to be here. In fact, it feels incredible to have this incredible light and love radiating through you. And it begins to suck up all of your doubt, all of your fear, all of your worry, all of your stress, all of your pain and your anguish and your anger. This beam of light is sucking it all up, taking it all in and transmuting it into love. And the more it sucks up of your discomfort and pain, the more love it radiates in return as it transforms your pain into love. And I want you to take as much time as you need to allow this to take place inside of you and to feel its unconditional loving presence there, taking away all your pain and doubling the amount of love. And when this process is finished, this beam of light starts to pull back out of view very slowly until it stands before you once more. And as it's standing before you now, you feel differently. You feel more lighter. You feel more at peace. Because the worry and the doubt has been transmuted and no longer exists inside of you to the same degree. You feel calm wash over you, and a peaceful presence takes over. You can now be inside of this experience from a much more neutral place than you could before. You are open and ready to receive the wisdom and guidance that this beam of light desires to share with you. All the while knowing that regardless of what is shared with you, everything is going to be all right. I want you to take as long as you need while this beam of light responds to you, answers your questions, and provides you with guidance and support. You might not hear anything. You might only continue to feel their love.
You might see images. You might receive nothing at all except knowing that everything is going to be all right. Regardless of what your experience is, this is simply the experience that's required at this time, because you know that everything is going to be all right. You may pause this recording and take as long as you need at this time to receive whatever this being of light desires to offer you in this moment. Once this exchange is complete, I want you to recognize what it feels like to be here with your soul self, without the racing thoughts and the anguish and the stress filling you. It is just a simple place of neutral love, loving compassion, knowing that regardless of what information you received, everything is going to be all right. Because that is ultimately what your soul self desires for you to know. It may not have the answers for you because you may not have received them. But just being here in this moment with their loving embrace and their pure, undeniable love and compassion for you, in this very moment, you know that everything is all right. And that it is simply the doubt and the fear that plagues you from day to day that takes away from this knowing and makes it much more difficult to anchor into trust that everything is going to be all right. And so you may not always receive the answers that you're looking for and the guidance that you're desiring, but that is not the job of your higher self, and that is not the job of your intuition. The job of your higher self and the job of your inner knowing is that everything is going to be all right. Because when you can trust that everything is going to be all right, then you are open to receiving guidance and support on next steps that feel aligned for you. But you can only receive that insight when you are calm, clear, and trusting that everything is going to be all right. And so you might have to repeat this exercise every single day until you can reach that energy, that calm, neutral energy of knowing and trusting that everything is going to be all right. And that is totally and absolutely okay. And the more you can ground into trust that everything is going to be all right, the more information that you will receive on how to move forward in a new way. And it may not be clear for you for some time, but that's okay, because you know that everything's going to be all right. And as soon as this exercise is complete, this beam of light is not going to leave you. It is always going to be there with you, watching you, guiding you, and extending its beautiful, unconditional love and compassion for you. And as you go about your day and you forget about their existence beside you, and you're overcome by thoughts of grief and stress and overwhelm, you can come back to this exercise, get reacquainted with your soul self, anchor into trust and love, and the knowing that everything's going to be all right. Take as long as you need to be here with this beam of light as it continues to shower you with its love and devotion, knowing that you can come back to this moment anytime you want to. And when you are ready, you can open your eyes Thank you so much for listening. And I'm so glad that you have become reacquainted with who you really are. The love and the trust that's there waiting for you to embrace it fully.